What is up, everyone? Free preset Friday, and these may go on to Saturdays and Sundays and all that stuff too, because I want to get into doing the daily uploads, but I don't really know yet how to get a specific topic for each day, you know, like how I've been doing, the Tuesday talks, Tarant tips, which are musical tips, and then the sound design free presets on Friday. But I mean, I have so many presets obviously I can make, I could show you guys, because for me, I'm not really a big sound designer, but I know what I'm doing. I just don't find it very entertaining, like when I program drums and stuff. For some reason, drums are fun to me. But like I said, I know what the synthesizer does, I know how to do it, and I know a lot of you guys are stuck and want to start learning these things inside and out. So I figure if I start doing more of these videos and try to get that daily upload, I'll be able to get more techniques out to you guys faster, and no two sounds are alike, so I'm always discovering new things and combining things I already know to making different sounds and stuff like that. So yeah, that is the plan. Hopefully we get to daily uploads for you guys, and then yeah, you guys will be learning crazy because I'll be dumping out as much as I can into these videos. But for now, it is Free Preset Friday. Let's just get right into this, and we're kicking off the artist series now. And it's not going to be our typical artist series. I just kind of wanted to... the problem I feel with music today is everyone's trying to sound like somebody, but those somebodies, when they got to that big name, they had no one to sound like. They created their own sound. So what I mean by this artist series is I'm literally going to take their logos, pictures of these artists, drop them in Serum, and it could kind of sound like the artist, or I could make just a completely different sound. But that's what I mean by these artist series. We're gonna make a bunch of sounds out of artist faces and their logos and stuff, and see what we could come up with. So today we're gonna start off with Datsik. These are just some of the pictures I've been downloading, and just a kind of what to expect in the future, what kind of artists we're going to be doing. But we're going to put the Datsik logo in here, and just whatever happens, happens, guys. So if you want to know what this sound sounds like, skip to the end of the video, hear it, and then come back if that's what you want. Or if you're solely here for learning how to use a VST and how I use this, here we go. Let's get into it. So first things first, you're going to want to put the LFO on it to get it moving across the table. Now, I don't want all this boring stuff in the middle or in the beginning, so I'm going to remove all that, and then I'm going to remove basically all this, and we will have a better sounding sound already, just because now that there's actually a sound the entire time. Still not that good, obviously, so we're gonna go for like a wobble bass sound. So we're gonna have to, dip it down, but it's getting really rough results, so we're gonna just pick out some of the main tables and remorph it. Maybe one like that, and then from here we'll probably go down and then maybe back up. So we'll delete these and then back up, and then we will delete them down to maybe we won't go all the way down. Well, we will end off on maybe this one. So then we'll delete the rest. Okay, so now we're down to like the main tables of that sound of the picture when we imported it. And then now when you go over here, it's not going to sound anything. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to morph, and we're going to do zero fundamental phase. So now down, instead of down below, we're back up into the middle. So from here, you're gonna go remove DC offset, maybe normalize. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. I think I'm gonna do kind of like a solid bass or something. Because I like that way that's riding on the top, but I want something underneath. Or maybe we will FM into it and beef up the sound. Let's see what happens. I like the way that fills out. I'm going to put them into a filter and hopefully, you know, start taming them together into one sound instead of two different ones. Now I'm going to put some sound, well, it is a sound. I'm going to put some noise on and try to get this blended together more. So you could kind of barely hear it. That's what it's doing, but I just want it enough to fill out the sound, not where you could actually distinguish it. So about in that range, I could hear it filling out the sound, but I can't really pick it out and notice that it's wobbling, you know? I just want it there to thicken out the sound. So next, I'm just going to put a little drive and fatness to this just to... So it's kind of phasey, kind of reminds me of Datsik, but again, the purpose of these are not to sound like that artist, but if I subconsciously kind of start going that way because of the name, so be it. But really, I'm not trying to sound like anybody because, again, that's what I think is wrong with the music industry right now. Every new artist is trying to be like what's already happening instead of create the next thing. Latency. Alright, so now let's start doing some effects and filling out the sound. Make sure we're on direct out, and I'm going to do some things, and if it doesn't sound good, we will put Serum effects after it so we can control the frequencies we're affecting. But I always like to try within the patch and affect the patch as a whole just to see what I could get, and if I can't get what I'm trying to get, then we will do the extra steps. So just take out the low end just a little bit. Oops. So now that I'm affecting this and stuff, I can start hearing this noise a little bit, so I'm going to crank it down. There we go. That one sounds better now. I'm going to get a little bit of LFO movement on that. Alright, after that, we're going to try chorus. I'm going to try some delay settings, see if that makes this sound a little more metallic-y. And we can start wrapping up this preset, and then I'm going to show you guys a little bit kind of automation, what I would do with this patch. So just a little bit of chorus to just a little bit feels like it's filling out the stereo spectrum. It doesn't feel so like hollow between the flanger and the sound. Alright, so the delay, I'll show you guys what I was thinking of. Hopefully it does what I think it will do to the bass. So you can hear it's like bouncing the sound back and forth because of the delay, but when you do that, it creates kind of like a metallic effect, and it's not as dramatic as you would get on some other basses, which kind of in return gave this a nice result because just kind of filled it out just a little more without being dramatic. But yeah, that kind of hurt, but you get like, you hear that ringing that it brings in. Alright, so I'm going to stick with it. I like the way that it filled out the sound again. When I get to effects, all I'm really trying to do is fill out and bring that initial sound I had in the oscillator section to life. It's rare, unless it's like a happy accident, that I dramatically change the sound once I get into the effects. so the multi-band. And one of the last things I pretty much do on almost every single bass, just because they sound very blah and boring. So about in that second range, I like to just do a little LFO on the reverb, just so when it gets at that peak, it's a little wetter, a little wider, and then it like sucks back in on the LFO. That is also why I do this on the LFO, because it's putting that mix out and dimension expander, and it pulls it in so it sounds like wop 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 rather than wah 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 wah. So that's what I'm talking about, bringing that sound to life and more full with the effects, rather than let's see how much I could just fuck up the sound I already created. That's why it's good to get a nice tone and sound movement over here before you jump into this. Now, this sound is pretty good. What I would do after it would either be Trash or Homicide, which I literally just got, and I literally put it on everything I've messed with so far, and I've gotten good results. So let's put this on just to show you guys kind of what you could be doing with post-processing. Okay, so I would have to do post Serum effects so I could get the saturator without the, you know, the tail of the sound and stuff. So it's not going to sound too good with Homicide on. And that's when you would have to, you know, get into detail and start splitting the processing up and get it the way you want. So I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use a nice Ableton saturator just to quickly show you guys what I would do. I feel like it gives it more grit to the sound, and then that way when you put the EQ on, come on. Obviously, this is not how you'd want to do your bass. You'd want to split it and then get more detailed, but and then what I was saying by like the automation is whatever I was playing, an E. I would take one, the LFO rate, and then just put it, sometimes like they disappear. I don't know why that shit happens, but okay, so one is the LFO rate, and the other would be the pitch. We'll leave at 2 for now and put more if we need it. So the little stuff I do is on the 4. So just like little movement to keep the flow going. And then say this, you know, this 2 bar was really like an 8 bar, whatever. And then we go to the change up. I would start messing with the LFO. And then maybe like change up the sound. And then just basically put that over. And then now you kind of have one sound. I mean, you could even have that as a loop, or you could, you know, break those 2 bars up into 2 different sections and then write sections about them. But guys, this is like what the artist series is going to be about. It's going to be taking the artist's face or logo, making a sound out of it, whatever that sound is, and then I'll kind of show you guys a little bit how I would implement that into a song and some parameters to get your guys' juices flowing that you could start automating and writing music with. I really want to get you guys to that next level. Not only show you guys how to sound design, not only give out the free presets for you guys to mess with, but I want to show you how to like morph those sounds into your music and use them to the fullest, you know. So that's what Tarant Info is about, getting that information out to you music producers so you guys can get to that next step quicker, easier, and a lot less stressful. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that like button if this has helped you. Don't forget to comment any artists that we haven't done yet in the comments below, and we'll make one of these videos off of either a picture of them or their logo and see what we can come up with. If you guys want this free preset, it will be saved in that Dropbox folder. If you need access to it, click the link below, put it in your email. We'll send you all the information and much more information to get you to that next step. Thanks for watching. Peace.